Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your bridal party. First off, we have Gail and Gary Burke. Coming up next is Sherry and Jeff Osterfeld. Coming up next, we have Jess Casson and Chris Sizer. Up next, we have Emily Stouts and Noah Gibby. And don't forget about Emily Osterfeld and Brett Smith. Up next, we got Jenna Iona and David Dillman. Coming up next, we have Tara Hunt and Shane Davis. Up next, we got this three-piece, Taylor Furbay, Go-Go Hammersmith, and Nick Hammersmith. Up next, we got Stephanie Stewart and Wendell Schumann. Up next is Corey Osterfeld and Jake Osterfeld. Pair of honorary members coming up next, Kelly Womack and Garrett Burke. And for your second matron of honor and best man, Rachel Schumann and Greg Burke. Could I have everyone please stand for our guests of honor? Introducing for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Andrea and Glenn Burke.
We just have a little bit of grace. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming. Thank you to everybody for coming. COVID has made these days awful crazy, so we appreciate your persistence. Congratulations to Glenn and Andrea. You ever seen a happier couple? And I'm just going to thank you all again and say a little prayer before dinner here. Okay, we gather in this place in a spirit of celebration and gratitude. Thank you for the blessing of bringing Andrea and Glenn together in marriage today. We ask you to bless their marriage, their family, and all of their relationships. Help them stay strong in any adversity and to treasure and protect the joy of marriage. May we as their family and friends commit to uphold and encourage them to the best of our ability. Please bless this food we're about to receive. Amen. Have fun.
Tonight's event is brought to you by Funky's Catering, so please be patient. Salads and entrees will be around shortly. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, I practiced this a million times, and I'm still going to mess up, so hang in there with me. All right, I'm Kelly Womack, one of Andrea's good friends and maid of honor. Oh, best friend. There we go. All right. First, I want to start out by thanking Mr. and Mrs. Osterfeld and Mr. and Mrs. Burke for not only a wonderful Friday night, but also this beautiful wedding. What great weather we've had, for sure. All right, most of us have this idea when we're younger that our life after high school is going to end up just the way we want it to be. Meet our perfect match, get married, buy a house, have kids, and that's all before we turn 30. Well, most of us know that's not how life goes. So one night, Andrea, Steph, and I were fresh out of college, had been on the single train for a while. We stayed in one night and had our few glasses of wine and decided to write out what we wanted in our future husbands. I totally forgot we did this. And Andrea found her list a couple weeks ago while packing to move. I know what you guys are thinking. She's a hoarder. And yes, she is. But it actually worked out for me because now I have material for my speech. So I thought it would be fun to go through Andrea's list and see if what she was hoping for a while back is what she found. So number 1 is be independent. After getting to know Glenn, I know that he's been independent for a while now. He's been out of college. He went to college, been on his own, had good jobs, takes care of himself, and now definitely Andrea. So we can check this one off. Number 2 is has a job or finishing college. Well, Glenn finished college, and actually, he just worked extremely hard to pass a test to sell this certain insurance and found a job doing that, so check. Good job, Glenn. It was close. All right, number 3, tall, medium build. I'll give it to him so this one can be checked too, but it was close. Sorry, Glenn. Number 4, a little scruff or clean shaven. I know, and I'm serious, this was all on the list, okay? I know Glenn keeps his scruff groomed, and I don't know if it's what Andrea likes or what Glenn likes, but either way, we can check this one off too. Okay. Number 5, jeans. And to be clear, I'm talking about the ones that you wear. She's always been very picky about men and their jeans, and a couple of my guy friends back there can vouch for me on this one. It was very specific and said, not too tight, not too loose. And I can't make this up. Over the years, Andrea has definitely helped Glenn with his fashion, especially the jeans, so we can check this one. And man, does he look good in jeans. Number 6, funny, makes her laugh. If you've spent any time with Andrea and Glenn, you know they feed off each other. They're 2 peas in a pod when it comes to humor. Their laughs are contagious, and it's great to see 2 people have so much fun together. So, check. Number 7, family-oriented. Glenn and Andrea are both very family-oriented. They spend a lot of time with their families, going on vacations, weekly dinners, and all the holidays. I know Glenn cares so much about his family and now Andrea's, so check. Number 8. Trust me, it like kept coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? Number 8, mature. This one was a little harder for me to say that he checked, but he's getting more mature, so I'll give it to him. Yeah, the gray hair helped him out. Number 9, social drinker. Well, we all know Andrea can't say no to a party and is invited to every wedding, birthday, engagement, shower, you name it, she's invited. So, Glenn, not sure if you really love to go to all these things, but at least you put the smile on your face and you go to them, and guess what? It's never going to end, so this one deserves a big check. And finally, number 10. Must love dogs. Glenn gives more belly rubs to Oakley and Wilson than he does Andrea. So, and anyone that has dogs in their engagement photo shoot is definitely a dog guy. So check. Andrea hadn't met Glenn until years after she made this list. She had this dream guy written down in her head, and I would say she found him. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage, perfect husband, wife. But when you find someone that makes you laugh, smile, and all around happy, I would say your list is complete. Ange and Glenn, we love you guys, and we're so happy for you. So everyone raise a glass and wish the happy couple a long and happy marriage. Enjoy every moment, because it goes fast. Cheers. Cheers, guys. And now it's Rachel.
Originally, I did not want to go first. Now I don't want to follow that. Thanks, Kel. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Kelly said it already. Thank you to Mom and Dad for the great party, and thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Burke as well. This is fantastic. You guys, Andrea and Glenn, you could not have looked better than you did tonight. Andrea, seriously the most beautiful I think you've ever looked in your life. Glenn, you looked pretty good too. Most likely because Andrea picked out your outfit tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Rachel Schumann. I'm Andrea's oldest sister and the second maid of honor, or matron of honor, I guess. I got this, I think, because Kelly was having a baby for the wedding that was supposed to be in July. And, she needed somebody to stand up and talk. So I got tapped in, and then the wedding got moved, but now she can't take me back. So I get to stand and talk on a microphone in front of everybody tonight. Andrea, I have no idea what you were thinking letting me do this. A couple glasses of wine and a lifetime of embarrassing stories and a microphone. What were you thinking? Thank you, though. I do, as I said, lifetime of embarrassing stories, but because it is your wedding day today, I won't talk about how gullible you are, or why we referred to you as Fart Bucket for a while in your life, or the fact that you sucked your thumb until you were like 9 or 10, or the Herbst appliance metal mouth situation that went on when you were a kid, or any of the many stories that involved you drinking way too much. Because it's your wedding night, I will not do that. Which leaves me nothing else. So thank you. Good night. Yeah, I'm kidding. That would have been better if I just finished there. But I did. I thought about what I wanted to say tonight, and one story popped into my head, which is kind of random because it was a time that she was really upset, actually, laying on her bed crying. It was when she was in junior high, 6th, 7th grade, when girls are really mean, and I think she was left out of something and just really, really upset. And I just thought, who are these girls that are being mean to my little sister? I will fight them. The only person who's allowed to be mean to my sister is me. And Jake, yeah. Jake, we were definitely mean to her. We played a lot of tricks on her growing up. From soap in the toothbrush to stealing all her underwear. There was a lot of times that maybe we weren't so nice. But again, we're the only ones allowed to do that. So anyways, this time she's laying on her bed really upset, and I remember rubbing her back and telling her, this is just a rough age, and when you're older, when you get to high school, everything's going to be better. You're just an amazing person. You're so much fun and cute, and people who see that, and girls are just mean at this age. And as usual, I was right. Sure enough, here we are tonight, and all the girls standing up with her are all of her lifelong best friends from high school, which is, saying a lot, being 30 years old and all still best friends with people you've known your whole life. And I think that says a lot about Andrea and who she is. People that get to know her just absolutely love her. She is super girly and fashionable, yet also really smart and hardworking, and that's not a normal thing for people to be so much of two different things that are that awesome. So yeah, she's like I said, smart. She is a very rare bird. Yeah, somebody said that. Very rare. She's athletic. Well, some people say she's athletic. I don't, but some others do. I don't consider cheerleading to be a sport, but I guess some people do. So those who do would consider her athletic. But she is very competitive. She's ultra competitive, I think, which is part of why she's been so successful at work. And she is very, very dedicated. As I brainstormed what to talk about, dedication was the first thing that came to my mind. She is truly dedicated to the people that she loves, and the people that she loves are dedicated to her too. There's a reason why, there's so many people that were like, I'm there for her. She's, again, just a very, very dedicated to the people that she loves. And all of these things, I think, is probably why Glenn fell in love with her. And I'm so glad that you did. Because the first time that they met at a bar, talked for a little bit, or I think for a whole night, actually. And she just really liked him, and this never happened to her. The next day, she called me and told me all about this guy. He was just everything I ever wanted. He's tall, dark, and handsome, and lives in Oakley and has a dog, and just, she was just so excited about this guy, but he didn't ask for her number. And that was a bummer, but thanks social media, he did reach out to her, and thank goodness. So, then she says, okay, we go out, they have a great time, and she had gone out with him for long enough that she was going to bring him to the lake. And she had told me just how great she is and how cool, and that I was just going to love him. And sure enough, we get to the lake, and he really was absolutely everything that she had said. And the Osterfield family, for those who know us, are not necessarily the easiest. We are a very, very close family, so it's rare and hard, I think, to jump into that. And yeah. Just ask my husband; he had to go through it too. Yeah, so it really is. It's I'm sure not easy to jump in because there's a lot of us, and we're not quiet or shy or anything like that, and he really did. We get to the lake, and he was everything that she said. So much fun. We loved him so much. He was truly at the time it was just the two girls. It was like he was their uncle from the first time he came to the lake. They loved him. He played with them like he was already their uncle. And of course, Andrea's like, so cute. Isn't he so great? Isn't he so funny? I'm like, yeah, he is. He's great. We love him. She loved him from the get-go, I think. So, Glenn, yeah, we loved having you. And it was clear from that first trip how much you guys loved each other. You guys had so much fun. It was so obvious that you were having more fun together than apart and wanted to be together. And, you just couldn't ask for more than that in a marriage, to just want to be together and have fun together. So that's awesome. You guys are truly the best aunt and uncle that I could ask for my kids. And Wendell and I both really appreciate that. I also truly appreciate, you guys have no idea. Truly part of the reason I think why we are able to live in Cincinnati is because of you guys, and I can't thank you enough for that. You guys are just two of the best friends that we could ask for, and I'm so excited to be a part of your lives and to watch you guys become parents, and I'm so excited you guys live so close. It is very, very rare and so awesome that you are my family and a best friend, and I love you guys so much. And now that I'm starting to get emotional in front of a bunch of people, I think it's time to cheers to the bride and groom. So Andrea and Glenn, to the Burks, cheers.
Give it up for Rachel one time.
All right, buddy. That was good. Thank you, Rachel. You might as well just put your glass in your hand because we're going to drink a lot. I love weddings. And they did 2 of them, so this is great. I love weddings. And I get to speak. So when I first met Andrea, I realized that her and Glenn just hit it off. And the biggest reason why is they had so much fun. You could just see it in their faces. You could feel it. They just had a ton of fun. That's perfect because the Burks, as you're all about to see in about an hour, love to have fun. And the Osterfelds, I learned, and all their family love to have fun even more than we do. So literally in an hour, I have no idea. I hope there's an insurance policy in this place. Glenn, you should write it if they don't. So there's a lot going on in your lives. I mean, you just moved last week. You bought a house. You sold a house. 2 weddings. Honeymoon. It's a lot. 2 honeymoons. Love the party. Love the party. So in these times, there's highs, there's lows. There's going to be a lot. Marriage is legit. People say, oh, when you get married, nothing changes. That's wrong. It's you guys forever. We're not doing a 3rd wedding, for the record. Just 2, that's it. So just want to give you a little advice. Nothing crazy, just a little advice. Life is a journey. Ups, downs, curveballs, a lot of curveballs. Dogs eating corn cobs, all kinds of stuff, right? And the biggest advice I can give you is all the people in these rooms, they're here to help you. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff. And the best part is that you've learned the stories. You've built relationships with all of these people. A lot of the stories, Kelly, we never did any of those lists because if we did, I couldn't say it. Rachel, there's so many terrible stories that start out with, remember that one time we were drinking? We can't share those either. But all of those stories, all of those experiences have just built a foundation, a lot of great people in your lives. A ton. So now starts a little bit of a new journey. The most important advice, again, I give you is be a student of your spouse, be a student of your family and your friends. Glenn, I know school wasn't always the best for you and I, but this is really important. You gotta study your spouse, right? This is important. Andrea, same thing for this man. So, since I have a little bit of background with Glenn, I'll give you just a couple tips, right? Just to help understand the big guy, all right? Number 1, Glenn's got a big heart. Drink if he's got a big heart. Huge heart. I mean, he's put up with Garrett and I for a long time. Huge heart. Everyone knows he'll take the shirt off his back to help you. Great heart. Big heart. He loves Haley and Hannah. And those kids, he loves those kids. My girls, big heart. All right? That's number one. Feed the heart, and he'll feed yours. Okay? Second, he is detail-oriented. It's a nice way of saying he's very particular. Now, I don't know about, maybe Andrea helped him the jeans thing, but this kid in the 2nd grade, he wore a sport jacket to school every single day. Like, he had so much style. Garrett and I was like, we got nothing on that. The kid always takes care of himself, looks good. He drinks specific coffee. He is very particular about how he likes things, but he's still laid back. That's why I knew he was in love with you. Because when he talked about you the first time, I was like, man, his picky ass is really excited about this. Like, this is big. So he's detail-oriented, he's particular, but he's laid back. All right? Probably the biggest one. He is so laid back, he'll bend, but he won't break. These Burks are resilient some bucks. I mean, I'll tell you what, we've seen some stuff. And when we make a commitment and we say we're in this, you have us for life. That's not only my brother, that's all of us. We got your back. All right? I'm so excited. God, I love weddings. All right, I'm going to stop talking so we can all drink, keep this party going. Raise a glass to Glenn and Andrea. Cheers. Cheers, Thomas.
Just like my parents always told me, they save the best for last. I'm only kidding. Only kidding. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone, Osterfelds, Burks, everyone did a fantastic job. This is an absolutely beautiful wedding. I know you guys had a precursor and you dialed it in for the second one, but this is fantastic. So thank you for everything. I'll make mine short and sweet, but just like everyone talked about, these are two of the best people I've ever met in my life. I'll start with one quick little story. This was the first time I ever met Andrea. Sarah, my wife, and I just drove from Montana here in Glen, and Andrea were nice enough to let us stay at Glenn's place in Oakley. And Andrea stayed up extremely late. I think it was like 2 o'clock or something we got in. And she was nice enough to want to meet me, which was crazy, but I appreciate it. So we stayed up, had some drinks, and got to get to know each other for sure. The night ended with them passing out on the couch and eating gummy bears. If you guys want to see that picture, I did document it. I was going to put a projector up, but they wouldn't let me do that. But with saying that, I knew that evening, or I guess that morning, that my brother absolutely loved Andrea because he ended up walking her all the way home and then coming back and having more drinks with me, and that blew my mind. So I was like, wow, that was almost a mile away or whatever it was. But ever since that evening, I knew that they were destined to spend the rest of their lives together. So from that moment, thank you for one, putting up with me, taking care of Glenn, but you two are by far destined to have a wonderful life together. So, since I said I'd keep it short, let's cheers to them and have a lot more drinks. All right.
This is Glenn and Andrea's second union, which officially makes it a reunion this evening. And I will tell you personally, as a father of the bride, especially with somebody with 3 daughters, you get to do this 3 different times. And I learned some things about having done this once already. I'm going to share those with you. Don't start laughing yet. The first thing is the amount of work that goes into this. And unless you are a father of the bride and have a wife who's dreams about her daughter's weddings as much as Andrea has dreamed since she was 5, 6, 7 years old about getting married, you don't understand how much work, how much passion, and how much thought. And there were a multitude of things that I witnessed at our house in the last couple of months that would exemplify that. But one in particular was getting a shipment of hand sanitizer or whatever in gallons. And I appreciated that because I thought, okay, she's buying in bulk. She's learning something here. Well, a little while later, she gets a box and it's a bunch of little 1-ounce bottles. And then beyond that, she gets stickers for the wedding. And she's literally filling these little bottles up that she ordered, putting stickers on every one. And I could tell you 100 or 200 stories like that about how much work this is. So for Sherry, my bride, you did a phenomenal job. Crazy amount of work. Thank you. Thank you. Sherry, by the way, is 60 tonight. We're going to celebrate a little while on that one. Okay, so the second thing I learned as father of the bride was that when you're father of the bride, you're supposed to give a toast and not a roast. For those of you who are around, you know what happened the first time. For those of you who are around have gotten to know Wendell, you're glad I roasted him. So Wendell, sorry about that.
No, Nate, you're good.
Still here. All right. The third thing I learned, believe it or not, many will take a deep sigh, is to time your speech. So last time I got up there, and okay, I had a film clip or whatever, or maybe I had a couple film clips, I don't know. But I had some film clips, and I was not more than maybe an hour and a half into my speech. And I look out, and there's maybe 20 people left in the stands. I'm thinking, oh my God, how many people? And I'm thinking, it says 220. Jesus, you got to be kidding me. And the people left were my mother and her friends, which really wasn't the bad thing, but they all had hearing aids in. So this is not good, but I look outside, and I'm like, okay, this isn't such a big deal. It was a big room kind of like this, and in the left-hand corner, it faced the parking lot. And out in the parking lot, I could see people milling by. And somebody walked by with a cigarette. It made me feel a little better. It was kind of like, okay, the guy goes out for a smoke break. Movie theaters have intermission. You know, what's the big deal? Well, the problem was that everybody was out there smoking. And later, I learned 170 people picked up smoking that night. Not good. So I've learned to time my speech 12 or 13 minutes. Here, bear with me. Okay, to the Burks, the G5, Gary Gale, all the Geos, Glenn, Greg, Garrett, welcome to the family. Thank you. Welcome to the family. And a special family they are. Glenn, we knew he was special from the very beginning because Andrea was different, as you heard from her sister and some of Glenn's brother. Apparently, they both had the same reaction to each other. Here are some of the signs that our family had that acknowledged to us that, oh my God, this guy's different. Andrea, for the first time, started skipping Thirsty Thursdays at Oakley Pub. Biggie. She started cleaning her house. Finally found out what color that carpet was in the family room. Started bathing 7 days a week. Fam, you know what I'm talking about. 7 days a week. Head under, the whole thing. And of course, she joined Orange Theory Fitness Center and used it. How about that? And Glenn was special too. Our favorite story about Glenn, Rachel and I talked about this a little bit, was really the first time we got to meet him. You know, we had met him on the surface a couple of times, but when you come down to our place, we have a lake house down in the Carolinas, and you spend 4 days with us, 4 nights with us, we figure out who you are and you figure out how we are. And the first night goes by and it's smooth and it's pretty darn typical. We're playing shuffleboard till 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock, and at about 11 o'clock it usually goes from there to euchre, and I usually do the Irish exit. So I sneak upstairs, go off to my room, go to bed, and these guys go on and play euchre. I'm laying in bed about an hour, Sherry comes in. Okay, check. Two of us, 12 o'clock. Down, we're sleeping. 1:30. Jake comes in the room. I'm thinking, what in the world's going on? I watch him in the hall. The bedroom's here and the hallway's off to my right. So they're facing me. I see Jake coming down the hallway and he's tapping the walls like this. I'm thinking, what is he doing? Kids are drunk. This is terrible. So he feels in where the bathroom was, nothing. Then he comes over by our bed and acts like he's kind of shocked and sees us. I pop up on my elbow and I go, Jake, what do you do? And I look and it ain't Jake, it's Glenn. So think what I'm thinking, swear to God. Feels his way down the hallway again, closes the door, and I'm laying there in bed going, what you don't understand about our house is all the bedrooms are on the basement. The main floor just has a kitchen, like a theater room, a family room, and our bedroom. So I'm laying there talking to myself going, this dude cannot come up with the idea that he just got drunk and got lost. He's off by an entire frickin' floor. Honest to God, I thought weird things about him. And then the next day we tell Wendell, which was the wrong thing to do. Wendell over here, the funny one, Glenn is part Puerto Rican. Glenn had convinced him on that trip one night after too much alcohol, it wasn't Puerto Rican, he was actually part Indian. So he started calling him American Indian and he nicknamed him He Who Walks in Room. So God love it, next year, Glenn comes down to our lake house again. What a good sport. He brings up one of those red and white metal road signs that says no admittance and put it on my door. These are a little cliche-ish, some of the adjectives I use here, and in fact, I've heard them already tonight, but all very true. Glenn is extremely warm, for those who know him and know him well, friendly, caring like you can't believe, and oh my God, unselfish. And he is respectful. And the coolest thing about that I say to his parents is those are all things you learn at home. So for Gail and Gary, wherever you guys are, job well done. What a great guy. So I listened to some of the kids talk while these guys were dating prior to the marriage, and I learned that, in fact, Glenn, who I thought was such a likable guy, was Mr. Likable or whatever that is in high school, that award you get. Doesn't surprise me. He's unique in a bunch of different ways, but more than anything, he can be a guy's guy, which he needs to be to hang with Wendell and Jake and I. But you watch him interact with his friends, as I have the last week or so, get to know some of these guys. He's absolutely a guy's guy. He's a girl's guy, the tall, dark, and handsome. And I really don't care whether he's Puerto Rican or Indian. Big, tall, dark, and handsome guy. Does pretty well in that regard. And then the adults. All my friends, the guys my age, in their 50s and 60s, have all gotten to know him, and every one of them to a man said the same thing. What a great guy, how respectful. Andrew's doing a great job there. So, and then the last, and you also heard this, but it is oh so true, and that is the grandkids, Rachel's kids. Hannah and Haley just absolutely love Uncle Glenn. So a credit to you, a credit to your parents for raising such a gracious son, and Glenn, I say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Glenn is actually a pretty good lucky guy too, in all fairness. Andrea she really does have a weird mishmash of different kinds of traits. So I've got 6 of them I'd like to share with you. And this is a surprise to the fam, but dedicated and hardworking. She turned out to be a really hard worker and really dedicated. Of course, she was the hardest one to get her to do her chores growing up. So we were a little skeptical about that, but she really is driven and competitive. That was a pleasant surprise. The one on Sunday nights, we have the kids over for dinner. And after dinner, she's writing notes out for the second time for a meeting at Pepsi-Cola or Frito-Lay or whatever it was the next day. Pretty special, a real credit to her. Caring and loyal, and both in a work way and to her friends. She has been with the same company. I'm not big on job hoppers when we interview, but and I'm fortunate in this regard, but all 3 of my kids started with one company and all of them have stayed there. Andrew is very much the same way. So a real credit to her for being such a loyal and hard worker. In fact, Andrea received, many of you probably don't know this, but she received something called the Ring of Honor. I believe it was last year, but... And we knew it was kind of a big deal. Of course, we're very proud of her, but later, many months past getting that award, I get a call from a guy named Tim Trant. Tim Trant was kind of a buddy of mine, and he had worked himself way up at Pepsi, top couple people, but had recently moved on to work with somebody else. But he made a special phone call to make me understand the gravity of the award she won, which was 150, 180 people out of 272,000 employees at Pepsi. So kudos, Andrea. She also, I think, the make of any person is watching the friends that you have. And Andrea, as was discussed earlier, has a great group of friends. And these are friends that would do anything for her, and often do, sadly. But part of the problem, she would do anything for them. In all fairness, there's reciprocity there. For example, the time she and her buddies got arrested down at Coney Island for underage drinking. And she said, friends, I got you guys covered. You've taken care of me. I'll take care of you. She calls me. Then the tears start. She says, Dad, I got busted. I said, what for this time? She said, underage drinking. Well, and I actually ended up calling Joe Dieters, who was on speed dial back then with Jake and Andrea going through high school. But he got all riled up about the Ohio Liquor Board being down at Coney Island and not calling him first, and by God, he got rid of the tickets. So another thing she did that proves her great friendship, and this is probably the most remarkable one, and I doubt there's anyone else here in the room that can say this, but she took a bullet for a friend. She was down at UK in the years where UK was winning all those national championships, and she was out on the street with the rest of the carousers who were in the middle of burning cars and burning couches, flipping cars over, doing whatever you do when you win a national championship. And Andrea goes out to protect her car. So Wilson, coincidentally, the name of her car, but she does what she thought was a rational thing, which was to jump up on top of the car and try and get the guys to not burn her car. Well, the cops think she's a looter, and they shoot her in the ass with rubber bullets. That's true. Took a bullet for a friend. God love her. All right. The fourth one is her honesty. This really is my favorite story about her. This is my favorite story about Andrea. She's about 5, 6 years old, maybe 7 at the oldest. She comes in on a Tuesday and she sits down on my lap, and it's news time or whatever, dinner time. And she sits on my lap and, how you doing? Good. How are you doing? Great. She goes, my nose kind of hurts. I go, what's wrong with your nose? She goes, well, I put a rock up it. I kind of laughed. I said, yeah, really? Did you tell Mom? Yep. You're Sherry. Andrea tell you she had a rock in her nose? I don't really remember it. She said Sunday, it's Tuesday, Sunday she told you about a rock in her. Nope, don't really remember. Well, I had just built this swing set. I got one of those kits at Home Depot, and I put a bunch of pea gravel down on the ground. So when they land, they don't break an ankle. So I go, come here, Andrea. I plug this one, she blows, open. I plug this one like a bullet. Hits me in the thigh. A bloody piece of mucus-covered pea gravel. I'm going, oh my God. So she was telling the truth about the rock in the nose. God love her. How about that honesty? All right, so she's also very funny, but not funny in the way that she's going to stand up here, grab a microphone, tell a bunch of jokes, and make people laugh. She's one of those people that's funny just being her. So curious, kind of funny. And one of the funny things about her, you heard it earlier, is that she's gullible. My favorite gullibility story about her, and there were hundreds, because I took advantages of, like any good father would do, when you got a child that's that gullible. So she's about maybe 12 or 13 years old, and Sherry makes a turkey. And this time she bought like an extra pack of wings and an extra leg. And she's putting the thing together. I go, let me see that. She goes, what are you doing? I go, just don't say a word. So I shove this extra leg underneath on the left side of the turkey, and I ram it, put all the other stuff around it. And Sherry drops the turkey on the table 5 minutes later. I throw up my hands and go, "You gotta be kidding me. 3-legged frickin' turkey. I've not seen one of these since the last time I saw a 4-leaf clover when I was in grade school." Well, I look over, and Corey, who's younger, is like kind of rolling her eyes. Rach and Jack are, "Oh God, what's he doing now?" And Andrea is like this, "Oh my God, 3-legged turkey, you've got to be kidding me." We heard that story from her friends in early high school. She bit for over a year that there were 3-legged turkeys out there. How much fun for me? How much fun is that? So although she has a mishmash of traits, here's what I'll tell you about my daughter Andrea. The thing that I think of most when I think of her, and I've really always pretty much felt this way, and that is the smile and how her smile lights up a room. It's not just the dimples, it's the attitude that comes with it. When I was in high school, I remember rushing home, or maybe grade school, I'm aging myself, but rushing home to watch Mary Tyler Moore. Truthfully, because I thought she was kind of hot. But remember when she would throw that hat up in the air and go, "Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing date and make it certainly seem worthwhile?" Well, that's my daughter Andrea. That's how I see her. A big, beautiful smile. So last comment, you know, as your kids are younger, when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, you worry about them constantly. And you do when you're older too. We learn now 60, and you learn as much, believe it or not, when you're 60. But when they were young like that, you really thought that you wouldn't worry if they were just healthy. And then they get out of that age and go into high school. In high school, you're worried about them having friends or playing sports, finding their place, getting grades good enough to get in college, whatever the case may be. And then they go off into college. And you worry about them graduating from college and getting good grades. And then lo and behold, they graduate from college. And of course, you worry about them finding the right kind of spouse, etc. Here's what I would tell you about Andrea and her case in particular. We worry just like everybody else. But when you watch these two together and you watch the deep smile on that girl's face when she's around Glenn, we don't worry anymore. So let's raise a toast that our worries will be very few, and she will be as happy in the future as she is today.
Hello, I'm Andrea's grandmother, and I'm so happy to be here. I want to thank my daughter. If it wasn't for her talking to her father and convincing him to come, he was very afraid. If it wasn't for her, we would never be here. But it is a tradition that I make a little poem for all the big events. And so this is to Andrea and Glenn. When Andrea was born, she was number 3. As she joined the Asterfeld family tree. Her older siblings would frequently shoo her away. "They're being mean to me," is what she would say. Then came her nickname, Bird, which I guess was fine. It happened because she ate so little when she would dine. And oh, those dimples right from the start. You'd look at that smile and it would capture your heart. As she grew, she took gymnastics, and she was on her way, for it was cheerleading, which was her game to play. Then off to University of Kentucky was where she headed to, and we were fortunate enough to visit with her a time or two. Her career began at PepsiCo, as we all know. Now it's Frito-Lay, as onward and upward she did go. When she bought her first house, which was closer to us, we saw her more often, which was really a plus. Now Glenn, we don't really know very well. So there is so little we have to tell. However, we heard he is the second son of 3, which puts him in the middle of the Burke family tree. Also heard he's a graduate of Marymount High and UC, but that's all we know of his past history. Our first impression of Glenn is easy to say. He was handsome, courteous, and a winner in every way. We all know how this couple met, and it's plain to see that they were soulmates from the start and meant to be. So now it's time to make a toast to the bride and groom and be so very thankful that we don't have to use Zoom.
So I just want to thank everyone for coming. Obviously, COVID has made things weird, so we appreciate everyone coming for marriage number 2. We're sorry we couldn't invite you to the first one. It's a new world. I want to thank Mrs. O. She did everything. I mean, my wife did a lot too. I did not do anything. But in fairness, when I asked my father-in-law to marry his daughter, he said, "Get out of the way." Great advice. But Grammy, you did everything. Thank you so much. Andrea, you did everything. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Appreciate it. Thanks to my parents. But really what I'm here to say is let's party. So the speeches are out of the way. I think we're cutting a cake or something. We're going to cut a cake, and then we're going to get the band going. If you're comfortable to be on the dance floor, let's do it. It's about time. Yeah, get this stuff out of the way. Let's party.
Thank you,
Cheers
Glenn.
to that.
You guys ready for cake?
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were, with sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Feel so.
Calligraphy to write a fancy story. Kings and queens return to thieves to find what we've been holding. You and me, we can take the world.
Oh, sweethearts give sweet compliments, but our love goes without saying. And you make it hard not to spill my heart every time I see you sway. Darling, you and me, we can take the world, darling.
Cause they can write the stories, they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours. They could climb mountains high into the sky. They can't take the world. Oh, like we can take the world.
Oh, I can see the future, you and me, we last forever. No rising tide, no fear of fight that we can't face together. Darling, you and me. the world.
Oh, like we can take the world, the world,
Ain't it just like love to find us? Ain't it just
Everybody give it up for Glenn and Andrea. Now I need Jeff back up here. Hold on easy as I let you go. Gonna tell you how much I love you, though you think you already know. I remember I thought you looked like an angel wrapped in pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born. Beautiful baby from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this old world, but to me you know you'll always be my little girl. You were in trouble, that crooked little smile couldn't melt my heart of stone. I've took at you when I turn around and you've almost grown. Sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away I hear you say, Daddy, love you more. You're beautiful baby from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this old world, but to me you know you'll always be my little girl. Someday some boy will come in and ask me for your hand, but I won't say yes to him unless I know he's the half that makes you whole. He has a poet's soul and the heart of a man's man. I know he'll say that he's in love, but between you and me, good enough. You're beautiful baby from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this old world, but to me you know you'll always be my little girl. That was beautiful. I need Gail. I need Glenn. I need Glenn and Gail, the groom and his lovely mother. I see trees of green, red roses too. I've seen them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I've seen friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I've watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. Thank you guys so much. Beautiful sight to see. I get so excited. She feels, oh, she's style. Got all the curves that everybody likes. She feels, oh, she's style. Got all the curves that everybody likes. She's got a figure, shown up for penetration. She's poetry in motion, beautiful sight to see. I get so excited, doing her anatomy. She's built, oh, she's stuck. Got all the curves that everybody likes. Built, oh, she's stuck. Got all the curves that everybody likes. Look at her. She's a bad man, but as fine as she can be. Hey, she's a bad man pajama, just as fine as she can be.
And what you hate,
I'm sorry.
and what you love. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Please only love you when they're playing. So
Spinning my head around and taking my body under I got a funny feeling when she walks in the room. Hey, as I recall, the ending much too soon. And what a night! Why did it take so long to see the light? Feels so wrong, but now it seems so right. Sweet surrender, what a night. Let's take it down again. Let's go. I felt the rush like a rolling ball of thunder, spinning my head around and taking my body under. Oh, what a night! Oh, what a night! Oh, what a night! Oh, what a night! Benny boy. Like I don't care, baby, by the way, because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof, yeah. Cause I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth, yeah. Cause I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is you, yeah. Cause I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah, well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Yeah, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah, no offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'll clap along if you feel like a room without a roof, yeah. Cause I'm clap along if you feel like this is the truth, yeah. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you, yeah. Cause I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. So bring me down, can't none bring me down. The level's too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, cause I'm to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. The level's too high to bring me down. Can't none to bring me down. I said, cause I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof, yeah. Cause
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across that water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.
Let's all say happy birthday to Sherry Schulman Osterfeld.
Happy birthday, Sherry.
And it, okay, you guys, you want to go? There's no way I'm singing. Well, no. And at 10 o'clock outside, if you can mill out on the other side of the tent, just on the other side of the wall out here, we've got a little surprise for my bride. That's in about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay? Thank you.
That'll be all right.
Yeah.